Hello there. I'm going to share a few words from the Zohar of the week, the Holy Zohar, the Book of Radiance, on the portion of Exodus. Parshas Shmois, the Parsha of Exodus. These are the names of the sons of Israel. They came to Egypt with Jacob. Household they came. The enlightened will shine like a Zohar Harakia, the radiance of the sky. And those who turn many to righteousness, like the stars forever. The enlightened, those who call the mystery of wisdom, will shine, shining and sparkling with luster of supernal wisdom, like the Zohar radiance, Neharu shining and sparkling of Naharu, the river, issuing from each. This is the concealed mystery called Harakia, the expanse, in which exist stars, constellations, sun and moon, and all those lamps of light. Zohar radiance of this expanse brilliantly illuminates the garden, and the tree of life stands in the middle of the garden, its branches covering all those forms, trees and spices and worthy garments. Beneath it all, beasts of the field find shade, and all birds of the sky dwell beneath those branches. Zohar radiance, the fruit of the tree, provides life to all, existing forever and ever. The other side does not abide there. Only the side of holiness, the share of those who taste it, existing forever and ever. These are called living in this world and living in the world that is coming. Zohar radiance. This tree rises above 500 parts, 600,000 in its expanse. In this tree exists one radiancy, Zohar radiance, all colors inhering there. Those colors ascend and descend, not settling anywhere except in that tree. When they issue from it to appear in the radiance that does not shine, they settle and do not endure, and do not, for they settle nowhere else. From this tree issue 12 tribes bounded there, and they descended with this radiance that does not shine into the exile of Egypt, along with the numerous supernal camps, as it is written. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt. The metaphor here is that the 12 tribes are branches from the tree of life, the tree that comes from the Torah, comes from the holy radiance, the Zohar Harakia, the radiance of the sky. The enlightened, those who contemplate the mystery of wisdom, those who contemplate the Torah, will shine, the shining sparkling with lusters of supernal wisdom, and that is only accessible through the study of Torah. Like the Zohar radiance, shining and sparkling, the river issuing from Eden. This is the concealed mystery called Rakia, Ha-Rakia, the expanse, in which exist stars, constellations, sun and moon, and all those lamps of light. This light is from the light of the Torah, and this can be found nowhere else. Zohar radiance of this expanse brilliantly illuminates the garden, the tree of life of the garden, its branches covering all those forms, trees, and spices and worthy garments. Beneath it, all beasts of the field find shade, and the bird of the sky dwell beneath those branches. So this appears to be a reference to the Sephirotic expanse that illuminates the Shekhinah. The Sephirotic expanse corresponds to the 10 supernal organs, some call it aeons, that characterize the Kabbalistic tree. And beneath it shines the Shekhinah, the divine presence. This Shekhinah unifies with Tiferes, which is beauty, and it's symbolized by the tree of life. The garden of Shekhinah sprouts souls, forms, trees, and spices, who are robed in garments befitting their virtue. Angels find shelter beneath the cosmic tree. So again, this illuminates the importance of Torah study. Through this study of Torah, much is perhaps created. The illusion here is that it sprouts forth souls. And through the study of Torah, we create souls, we create advocating angels. But perhaps a bit more than that. It is no telling what kind of angels are created and what consequences those angels may have. On the tree of life in the middle of the garden, on the soul's garments, the description of the beasts and birds derived from Daniel's vision of the cosmic tree. And these may have symbolisms elsewhere, but it doesn't explain it here. In the book of Daniel, this term, the enlightened, apparently designates the community of those who share the prophet's vision. But this refers to either philosophers or heretic Kabbalists. The medieval philosophers may relate it to philosophers, a prominent person being the Rambam, who was also a Torah scholar. But that's not a universal interpretation of who the enlightened is. I think in this tradition, everybody can agree that the enlightened are the Torah scholars. And some say it includes philosophers, and some say it doesn't. The word radiance designates the potency of emanation and provides the title of the book, and something we spoke about. The image of the river issuing from Eden derives from Genesis 2:10. A river issues from Eden to water the garden. This sparkling river symbolizes the flow of emanation issuing from Chachma, which is inspiration, sometimes symbolized by the Father. It's conveyed by Bina, which is understanding, symbolized by the Mother. And it goes through Yesod, which is the reproductive organ, entering the garden of Shekhinah. And this is the usual way of emanation of supernal wisdom, is that through its study, it comes into the mind through the seminal spark, inspiration, sparks of ideas. Ideas trickleate, and then they become more expansive. And finally, it concretizes into the world through, which is the reproductive organ. And this is how children are born. But it is understood much more broadly that through righteousness, a person concretizes their ideas, mostly supernal ideas, and a person is enabled to continue to fulfill the mitzvahs of the Torah. Harakia, or the sky firmament, in the name of Reish Lakish, there are 7 heavens. In the one called Rakia, sun, moon, stars, constellations are set. Here, the Rakia symbolizes the expanse of understanding extending to Yesod. The reproductive organs, sun and moon, symbolize the divine couple. Another sexual symbolism, Tiferes and Malchus, Tiferes and Shekhinah. Lamps of light refers to various spheres generated by Bina. Returning to the main text, the Zohar radiance, fruit of the tree provides life to all existing forever and ever. The other side does not abide there, only the side of holiness. Happy is the share of those who taste it, existing forever and ever. Those who study the Torah, they're considered living in the world, in this world, and living in the world to come. The tree rises above 5 parsangs in distance. This is an allusion to the Gnostic idea of aeons, of eternities above heavens. The tree of life extends over a journey of 500 years, and all the waters of creation branch off beneath it. Gershom Shalom connects this to Gnostic influences, to the aeons. The 500 units symbolize the 5 spheres encompassed by the cosmic tree. Tiferes, Hesed, Gvura, Netzach, Chayed, and Yesod, different organs there. 600,000 symbolize all spheres from Chesed through Yesod. All of these have correspondences. In this tree exists only one radiancy, all colors inhering there. Those colors ascend and descend. not settling anywhere except in that tree. When they issue from it to appear in the radiance that does not shine, they settle and do not endure, and do not, for they settle nowhere else. This again underscores the importance of Torah study. When they issue from it to appear in the radiance that does not shine, this may refer to the world, the Shekhinah, and it has no light of her own, and she depends from the upper illuminations that's brought upon by the Torah. The Torah illuminates the person. The Torah illuminates the person's deeds, and through those deeds, the person illuminates the world, and the world depends on this illumination because they cannot find it anywhere else. From this tree issue 12 tribes bound it there, and they descend with this radiance that does not shine into the exile of Egypt, along with numerous supernal camps. This is an allusion to the idea of eternal anti-Semitism, not a justification per se, but an understanding that Jews are never truly fulfilling their potential in the soils of exile. The 12 sons of Jacob, progenitors of 12 tribes, symbolize potencies issuing from the cosmic tree Tiferes. When Jacob's sons descend into the exile of Egypt, the Shekinah accompanied them, and she herself was surrounded by camps of angels. But there is an exile of the Shekinah, although it may be correct to say that regardless of where the Jew is, there is illumination. Come and see how beloved are Israel in the light of the sight of the Blessed Holy One. Wherever they went in exile, the Shekinah accompanied them. The Shekinah was there in the Egyptian exile, was in the Babylonian exile. And when they're destined to be redeemed, the Shekinah is also accompanying them. Rabbi Shimon opened Hayoi Hayam, happening, it happened, that the word of God came to Ezekiel, son of Buzi. Hayu Chaya, happening, it happened. Why twice? The phrase combines the infinitive and finite forms of the verb to be. It could be rendered simply happened. Rabbi Shimon focused on the double form. The full verse reads, happening, it happened, that the word of God came to Ezekiel the priest, son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Kebar. There the hand of God came upon them. So why does it say it twice? It should be asked, if Ezekiel was a faithful prophet, why did he reveal everything that he saw? Should one whom the king has brought into his palace reveal the secrets he has seen? Surely Ezekiel was a faithful prophet, and that what he saw was by faith, with the permission of the Blessed Holy One. He revealed all that he revealed. All was as it should have been. His graphic description of prophetic vision was sanctioned by God. The unusual phrase happening, it happened indicates a unique event due to an emergency. The stunned people of Israel, exiled in Babylon, had to be confronted and reassured. It seems like Ezekiel was offering words of prophetic comfort to the people in exile. But what was perplexing is that Ezekiel, along with other prophets, are their prophecy. In fact, there is a commandment for prophets to share their prophet, and a commandment for Jewish people to listen to validated prophets. So it's unclear where this question is coming from. But perhaps in general, it should be assumed from a Kabbalistic perspective that things of a supernal nature should not be revealed without caution or without consideration. Rabbi Shimon said, who is accustomed to suffering, even in the jaws of suffering, he bears his burden without anxiety. The one who is accustomed to suffering and has spent all his days spoiled with delights, when he encounters suffering, it is absolute, demanding tears. So this is an allusion to me of the idea of social privilege. People who are privileged tend to suffer when their privilege is challenged. When Israel descended, but how does that relate here? When Israel descended, they were used to suffering. Uh-huh. Because nowadays, perhaps, we are not used to suffering. Since all the days of that virtuous one, their father, were steeped in suffering. Therefore, they endured exile fittingly. But the exile of Babylon, that was absolute suffering. That was suffering over which those above and below wept. Those above, as is written, behold, the Arelim cried outside, angels of peace weep bitterly. Those below, as is written, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat and we wept. All wept over the exile of Babylon. Why? Because they had been pampered with royal luxuries. As is written, the precious children of Zion, worth their weight in pure gold. It seems like they were delicate. And now they were descending into exile with millstones on their necks, their hands bound tightly behind. Once they were in exile, they thought that they would never be revived, that the Blessed Holy One had abandoned them forever. Their suffering was linked with despair. We have learned at that moment the Blessed Holy One summoned the entire household and said to them, "What are you doing here? My children are exiled in Babylon, and you remain here. Arise, all of you descend to Babylon, and I along with you. As is written, thus says God, for your sake I was sent to Babylon. I will bring down all bars. For your sake I was sent to Babylon, the Blessed Holy One. I will bring down all bars, all the chariots and supernal camps." At the moment, the Blessed Holy One revealed himself to Ezekiel, and he saw all that he saw, and proclaimed to Israel, "Behold, your Lord is here." They did not believe him until he was compelled to reveal all that he revealed. Here it's speaking to people who are close to God, prophetic people, perhaps angelic people. And God is asking them to go down, to descend with the entire household. And henceforth, the Blessed One revealed himself to the prophet Ezekiel, and he saw all that he saw and proclaimed to Israel, "Behold, your Lord is still here." They did not believe him until he was compelled to reveal all that he revealed. And I saw, and I saw. If he had revealed even more, all would have been necessary. And this is an allusion to, if he had revealed even more, it's unclear what this means. All that is necessary. As soon as Israel saw this, they rejoiced. When they from Ezekiel's mouth, they felt no anxiety at all about their exile, for they knew that the Blessed Holy One had not forsaken them. Whatever he revealed with permission. We have where Israel went in exile. Shekinah was in exile with them. Here concerning the exile in Egypt, what is written? These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt. Since it's written, the sons of Israel, why with Jacob? It should have said, all who came with him. Moreover, these are the names of the sons of Israel, those chariots and supernal camps that descended with Jacob together with Shekinah into exile in Egypt. Since may have been allusion to the chariots, the holy divine sparks. Why does it mention Jacob in the beginning of Exodus? Israel and then Jacob? These are the names of the sons of Israel who came with him. Explains that here the sons of Israel refers to angels, who indeed descended with Jacob, together with the Shekinah, the patriarch, to Egypt. And so Exodus begins the descent of the Jewish people into the exile, which is soon followed by an elevation. This week's Parsha actually covers the 70 years of exile, or maybe even more, and at the beginning of the ascent. And Moses has already saw the burning bush, and he is beginning to take the Jewish people out of Egypt.